I'm going to start with Mr. Spadea, Governor Spadea. Maybe I'll call you all governor for a little while.
Okay,
See
not
how that
getting ahead of
sounds.
this.
I
We've
don't
got
know.
two elections to win.
Governor
I'm willing to go
Wildstein has
fight.
a question.
But let me ask you, one of the very first things a governor will do is determine, and I've heard this over and over, you mentioned your attorney general. Describe to me what your interview with your attorney general candidates is going to be like.
Well, we're going to have some basic principles. Adherence to the U.S. Constitution, very important. Supporter of parental rights, very important. Supporter of qualified immunity, very important. And have a mentality that we need the pendulum now to swing back toward law enforcement. Ideally, I would love someone with experience in law enforcement to serve in that capacity.
John Bramnick.
I want someone who is fair, who is not looking to make a name for themselves, somebody who has experience as a prosecutor, but looks at every case fairly. I've seen prosecutors who don't do that. I want a prosecutor who's not looking to be the next governor, someone who's looking to be someone who's fair and judicious in every decision they make.
You've heard me say that we're getting rid of the sanctuary cities, the sanctuary state. My attorney general will be on the same page as me with regard to that. You've heard me talk about the need for bail reform, be on the same page with that. You've heard me give very specific examples of what we're going to do to allow local police to do their job. My attorney general. So what I'd like to speak to is where the attorney general comes from. I've already shared with you by state constitution, our police chiefs report to the county prosecutors, the 21 county prosecutors report to the AG. My strong preference is that my attorney general not be a trial attorney.
Oh, you want someone with no trial experience?
Somebody that comes from the county prosecutor role. That's somebody that interfaced with police chiefs on a daily basis. That's somebody that comes from the law enforcement side of being an attorney. My attorney general will be someone who served, preferably, as a former county prosecutor.
And I want to ask just very quickly, this should not be a question. This is either a yes or a no. I'll start with Mr. Spadea, go right down the line. What do you care more about? An attorney general who's going to share your views on issues, or an attorney general that can get confirmed by the Senate?
Oh, shared issues. We'll fight for the confirmations. Okay. It's about principles and standing on those principles.
What was the or, David? Shares my views or?
So the question is, do you want the attorney general that you want, or do you want to settle for somebody you could get through the Senate with senatorial courtesy and get 21 votes in confirmation?
I want an attorney general that, like the Supreme Court state justice that I'll appoint, that New Jersey desperately needs. And right now, New Jersey desperately needs an attorney general that's going to support local law enforcement.
I don't think there's going to be a real problem getting my attorney general through the Judiciary Committee. I sit on the Judiciary Committee. I would strongly suggest to the Democrats on the Judiciary Committee, I would suggest you support my attorney general. I have to support a number of their nominees for the bench, so it's a two-way street. You shut down my street, I'm closing your street. So I'm sure they're going to cooperate.
And let me ask the last question. I could keep going on this one, but I'll stick with you, Senator Bramnick. The Office of Public Integrity and Accountability has faced a whole lot of criticism from both parties who say that they are misguided, who say they are sluggish, who say that they're not effectively doing their job. What will be your instructions to your Attorney General about fighting public corruption?
Don't make it political. I watched Chris Christie do this as the U.S. Attorney, and he had almost a perfect record for convictions. Unless it's beyond, well, one mistake. Okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was in his office. I'm sorry. Bottom line here is you have to have the evidence. You have to have a very strong case, and you believe you have a conviction. There's been some mistakes. There's no question about that. We've seen either not guilty verdicts or dismissals on some of the indictments. So I think they have to understand that, Attorney General, make sure you have a case. There's no question. It's beyond a reasonable doubt. And don't choose people for political reasons.
Bill Spadea, then Jack Generally.
What was that department again?
The Office of Public Integrity and Accountability.
Yeah, how many employees do they have? Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah. I don't know what they do. I think we have law enforcement to help us get rid of public corruption, and Right now, we're not doing a great job because we have too many layers of government, too many bureaucracies. We don't need another bureaucracy to tell us that we've got politicians who will take money to grant favors. We need to activate law enforcement aggressively, and the corruption can be rooted out. You don't need an extra layer of government to do that. So I would end the department. Line item veto.
Chris Christie once said that indicting and successfully prosecuting local public officials in New Jersey was like shooting fish in a barrel, because there's 564 towns, there's 21 counties, there's 600 school districts. There's a whole lot of authorities. That's a whole lot of people serving on a whole lot of public jurisdictions, and not all of them have the best intentions. So in order for that office to do its job properly, it needs the right leadership. The job of the elected governor is to make sure we put the right people in the right positions to do their job and protect the public trust.
I hope Chris is watching, because Jack's become his new best friend. This is unbelievable. I can't. Hope you're watching, Governor Christie. It's new.
Senator, I don't think he is.
He knows. He contributed to his primary campaign against Trump. Don't worry. Governor Christie knows.
Wait. This gentleman had Chris Christie on his radio show and tried to help him qualify for the New Hampshire primary to compete with Donald Trump.
You know, I was a radio
And I like
host.
Chris Christie,
Right?
okay?
We know that.
All right, I've got
I
to
think we
take
made
back
it pretty
control
clear.
here.